Hello, this is Kirill from forexboat.com and welcome back to the course on testing and optimization in MetaTrader 4. In the previous tutorial we talked about the recovery factor, and today I will give you some recommendations around which parameters you should focus on when optimizing your systems in MetaTrader 4. So the three main parameters that you should be looking at are the profit factor, the drawdown, and the recovery factor. And the main rule of thumb is for you to look for a profit factor above 1.6, a drawdown of under 15%, and a recovery factor of above 2. And in terms of drawdown, if you're very risk averse, you can lower this to 10%. So you'd be looking for a system to have a maximum drawdown of 10%. Or if you're risk seeking, then you could increase this up to 30%. It all depends on what kind of person you are and what kind of risks you're comfortable with. Also, you'll find that these three parameters and their values come up a lot in discussions on different forums about Forex and in research papers from academia and even from live trading. And what they mean is that if a system does follow these parameters, then it can be considered more or less stable. And that doesn't mean necessarily that this system will always be profitable, nor does that mean that systems that don't follow this rule are not profitable. You can always find a system that is not in line with any of these rules, but it still yields good results. But what this does mean is that you're more likely to get good results from a system that follows this criteria, and that your results are more likely to be consistent. So it is advisable to try to optimize your systems in a way that you achieve this criteria. So let's go back to our system, which is Simple System version 5.0, and look at this on an example. Here in front of us I have the exported optimization results which we put into Excel in the previous tutorial. I've highlighted the three parameters that we're looking at: the profit factor, the drawdown in terms of percent, and the recovery factor, which we calculated ourselves, which we introduced this formula in the previous tutorial, because this parameter is not calculated in MetaTrader 4. So now we want to find the backtests that fit the criteria we're looking for. So for starters, we will highlight the ones that we don't like. And to do that, we'll select the column, we'll click conditional formatting, we'll highlight cells, and we'll highlight all the cells that are less than, and here we're going to type in 1.6 because that's what we're looking for. Then we'll do the same thing for drawdown. We'll highlight cells, but we'll highlight cells that are greater than, and in this case we want all the cells that are greater than 15%. Okay, I'm just going to copy the format here. And finally, same thing for the recovery factor. Conditional formatting, highlight cells that are less than 2. So if we scroll down, you will see the red cells are the ones that don't fit the criteria, and therefore the associated backtests or sets of parameters representing those backtests should probably not be considered for a demo or especially live real trading. So as you can see, as we scroll down, because these results are ordered by profit, the number of red is increasing, and so far we haven't had any drawdowns above 15%, but there we go, there's the first one, and now they start coming up. So if we keep scrolling down, you'll see that the amount of red is increasing more and more and more until we don't have any stable results at this point at this stage at all. And then when we get to the negatives, the red is just everywhere. So next, what we want to do is we want to exclude these completely from our analysis so they don't clutter this report. And to do that, we're going to select the ribbon up here, or the first row, and we'll click data, and we'll click filter, which will add a filter to this row. And now we're just going to filter them out. And it's very easily done. If you go to, if you click on this button over here for the filter, and you go to number filters, and up here you want to leave only the good ones. So we want greater than or equal to, and here we want to type in 1.6. Click OK. So as you can see, all the red ones have been taken out. Same thing we want to do for the drawdown. Number filters, less than, we won't even do less than or equal to, we just want less than 15%. Click OK. And finally, recovery factor. Number filters, we want greater than or equal to 2. And as you can see, we've removed all of the red, and we're left with a very limited number of results. And here we can see that we have a total at the bottom. If we look, we have a total of 49 left out of the 3,971. So Excel, exporting data to Excel and analyzing it just through these 3 parameters allows you to significantly reduce the amount of manual work that you have to do. Now you only have 49 out of 3,971. If you really wanted, you could run all of these 49 as backtests and actually look at the charts and pick out the one that you like the most. And you'll know that in terms of the 3 parameter criteria, it's more likely to be stable. And plus, you've actually visually analyzed the rest of them, so you know that that is the one you exactly like. So let's have a look at one, for instance, and out of them, let's have a look. For example, this one kind of stands out, just as an example that it is not the top one, but it does have a profit factor more than the top one. It does have a relatively small drawdown, a good recovery factor above 2, and it still has a high number of trades. So let's look at that one. We just have to remember the pause. It's 1477. Now if we go back to MetaTrader 4 to optimization results, there it is. So it's still ordered by profit, and you can find it right here, 1477. If you can't find it, just order by pause and then search for it. By just scrolling down, you will be able to locate it easily. Set input parameters, start the optimization, look at the graph. So, and if you like the graph, then maybe you should consider this set of parameters for your demo test or real test. What else you can do now is that you can maybe do some further analysis and maybe take out the min pip limit that you don't like. Say if you don't like 10, or you don't like 9, 8, 7, 6, all of those, then you'll be left with small min pip limits. You can analyze other parameters, or you can even make the criteria more stringent. So greater than or equal to, because remember the 1.6 value is a minimum. So how about we set that to 2? We set the profit factor to be at least 2, and then we set the recovery factor to be at least 4, for instance, so double the required minimum. And right away we were left with only 4 optimization results that fit this criteria. And as you can see, the expected payoff here is very good. It's around the $60 or $80 mark, so that's per trade. Net profit per trade. Profit factor is great. Drawdown is very low. Recovery factor is great. So and it took us less than 5 minutes to come up with these results out of these 4 results out of 3,971 records. And that just shows how you can very quickly get rid of all this manual work and just come up with the best results by analyzing your optimization output. So I think that's enough for today. Have a play around with that. I hope it's all pretty straightforward. If you do have any questions, please let me know. I'm always glad to assist you and help you out. In the next tutorial, we will talk about the genetic algorithm, so it'll be quite an interesting one. And I look forward to seeing you there. Until next time, happy trading.